this is the goal, so that we have this time that Allah wants for us to slow down and understand our life and what's transpiring, because it's an immense chess game. Every move that you're making is going to counter with another move from the other side. So everything in our life has to be calculated, has to be thought out. Every word the servant says that if I say this, what will be the next two moves that happen? This is the difference between the Rijal and the regular common person, House of Lords and House of Commons. If anyone thinks that they're all the same, they're very wrong. You read Qur'an, read it in English if that's your language, read it in Urdu if that's your language. And to each everyone has a different darajat. Even amongst the Prophets they have different ranks, different closeness, different proximities to Allah. Light is like a spectrum, like a teardrop. There are all these layers of lights to reach towards that center and has an eternal reality in its proximity. And those whom Allah dressing and blessing from those realities, then they dress from it, they bless from it, take from it, and they aspire to reach towards these realities. Now go back to the fire and what shaitan doesn't want us to reach from these realities. So within this dunya he creates the busy environment. Why shaitan wants everything to be hasty? So our life is a chess game. Every word you say as a rijal has to be thought, that if I say this, what is going to be the outcome to the person that I'm dealing with or to whatever's happening in my life. Everything has to be calculated. Nothing can come out of the mouth without the thought process. That's why they're very calculated realities that Allah give to them. Don't just speak, don't just say. Anything of haste is from shaitan. Anything comes out from you too fast and your actions were too fast and not checked, it's shaitan's push onto your character. So that's why their character is slow and thought. They think, they contemplate, they're asking for support in everything that they say and they do, and this is so that they can take the maximum of what Allah wants to inspire for them, and that also to negate the effect of shaitan against them, because they know that shaitan is on the other side going to manipulate and do everything to make the situation difficult. This is Rijal, these are the House of Lords, these are the darajat of the souls that Allah is honouring, dressing and blessing. House of Commons, they talk very fast, they act very fast, they do everything out of haste, they do everything very quickly, and shaitan is in their action. And the reason they have difficulty to sit and meditate, the reason they don't find any peace in their solace or solitude, any peace in their solitude, is because of the character. That if they cheat, if they lie, if they're doing bad things, all the things that shaitan inspires insan to do you really think he wants you to stop and smell the roses? For at the moment you stop, your conscience will talk to you, hey, what did you just do? What was that? What did you just say? What was this action that you just did? So we get to understand the physiology of these realities. When you're moving fast and you're completely bombarded, everything is in haste, he's keeping your ears busy with noises, sounds, music, all these different things, you're looking, so that don't stop to realize what I have really done to you, how much I'm abusing you, how much I have you doing horrific things that Allah may punish you, may distance you from His realities. And that's why these people don't want to slow down, they don't want to meditate, they don't want to contemplate. Can you imagine? We know people in our lives that are what do they call that they pathetic liar? No, not pathetic. Someone who lies all the time. They can't say a truth, they just lie all the time. Every word from their mouth is a lie. Heck, are you think this person could ever sit and meditate and talk slow and contemplate? Even the illusion of talking slow is not talking slow. The mind is so active in all the lies that it's saying. For if that person was to actually sit and meditate, it would be devastating to them, because their consciousness would begin to open, their heart would begin to come alive. The heart that doesn't slow down is dead. It's actually not alive, it's moving too fast. Shaitan has covered it, blocked it, put all sorts of sins upon it, all bad actions upon it, and it doesn't have any desire from shaitan to stop and now contemplate. So anyone who says, oh, we don't have contemplation in Islam, Islam is the sultan of contemplation. Allah says, even when you read Qur'an, don't make a noise, don't listen to anything but listen to the Qur'an. It's the holy speech of Allah that is the most contemplated speech and word and reality that anyone can contemplate. It's all based on that. So it means that the goal of shaitan is to keep insan busy, humans busy, fill them with sins and bad actions, so they're so busy 100 miles an hour into the grave. By the time they hit the grave they don't even remember and recall, and that's why death is the great equalizer. Death is the big muraqabah for everybody. But unfortunately that hole of death, if that's where you want to do your muraqabah, it's 70,000 times more difficult than on this earth, because you have no way of relief. And the account is finalized, you can't go back out to give charity, to give food, to make a repentance, to ask forgiveness. There's no way to correct the file. That's the immensity. When Allah says 70,000 times, even 2 times is beyond imagination. Can you imagine if Allah wants to increase your punishment by 70,000 times? If somebody comes, I want to slap you one time but 2 times harder, you say, no, you're going to break my jaw. How can I do like that? No, 70,000 times I'm going to do it harder. It's a number that means don't even move towards that direction. Nobody survives that direction. So our whole life, the shaitan is trying to distract us is don't stop, don't contemplate. Don't take a life in which you're very calculated, because as soon as you sit and meditate, and why you're asking for the madad is that you're asking for the divine light, because shaitan's not letting me to stop. Shaitan's not letting me to contemplate, because he's doing all these bad things through me, saying bad things through me, making me to be angry, bad character, bad mouth, bad actions. He's not going to let me sit there alone. And so okay, you imagine there's a horrific person, horrific entity is torturing you, and you say, just please sit down, I want to call 911. Leave me alone for a few minutes, I'm going to call 911 to get relief. He's not coming, he's not going to let you do that. That's why you watch all these action movies. There's an analogy in that. No one who holds you captive is going to let you call for support and help and let you reach it yourself and say go. So of course he says, no, there's no 911 allowed here. So what do you mean, I can't get help? I said, no, you just got to do it yourself. This is the Wahhabi thing. They come and say, no, because Wahhabi has shaitan. And they don't want you to think. They want you just to listen to their nonsense jargon that absolutely makes no sense at all. The Dajjal philosophy. And that nothing based on love, nothing based on good actions. Just keep listening. No, but tariqah comes and says, no, sit and contemplate. Whatever the shaykh is teaching you, it's an obvious reality from the oceans of love and muhabbat. And if you sit to contemplate, you're asking for support, because I know the devil is going to stop me from this. I'm asking for those whom Allah has already blessed, that their nazar to be with me. وَكُنُوا مَا صَادِقِينِ اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. Ya Rabbi, I'm trying to have taqwa, and your order was keep the company of pious people. I'm keeping their company more important spiritually than physically. I spiritually want to be with them. I sit and ask for their support, that say that when you're in my presence, please bring your light and push away these shaitan so I can get to know myself, correct my character, correct my bad actions. Teach me how that I can speak quietly, always talk with the best of manners, for if your manners should leave, you've left the ocean of iman and you enter now into the oceans of kufr. So why anger? Is disbelief. Why these are such immense oceans of reality, that when you can't control your tongue and you can't control the heart and you can't control these actions, means that shaitan is inside the person, on the tongue of the person, on the ear of that person, and as a result they are very distant from the connection of Allah. And it has the immensity of Allah describing to Prophet that qadab is kufr, it's disbelief, because at that moment shaitan is inside the person taking everything of their iman and faith off. And that's a faithless person at that moment, and anything is possible. They can say anything in that condition, they can do anything in that condition, and that's the condition in which 99% of the world is harming and harming each other and harming other people. So the immensity of that reality is that shaitan doesn't want anyone to stop, just sit to contemplate. So if you don't have